And hello, how you guys doing? 80s rock and rollers and music and R&B and jazz and classical music from the 80s. How you guys doing? In reference to rock and roll, pop music. How you guys doing? That's just general information. Oh, if anybody's wondering in reference to some of my restaurants, there's a particular type of thing, in reference to certain pastas or whichever. And, this is just general information. But, in reference to me, when I like eating pasta, I like to eat a lot of bread, too. So it's kind of like, in reference to pasta, I like, at my restaurants, or my mother and father, well, my restaurants, some pastas, you can get the pasta with the bread on top, and you just, get you a piece of bread, wrap it in the pasta, and just, they have that at some of my restaurants, It's pretty good that way. And I don't know, in reference to, 80s rock and roll and music and, music I performed with friends, or in reference to my mother and me and, history of things. Even when I was younger, my father and my mother, in reference to Hollywood history and things. There's going to be a history museum of, friends and friends that have been longtime friends, or, female friends, or, friends of the future, too, in reference to coolness and, cool people and friendly people and business people that are friendly with me and people that was friendly with my parents. It's going to be a museum, like I've mentioned before. And, people, some people will be in the museum and certain acknowledgments of certain categories, Lots of things of importance. I don't know, in the 80s and when I was younger, I wore, makeup sometimes on certain shows and films or whichever. And music, you guys know that, right? And people can publicly say, even if I was in one musical group and I dressed up as a character and then was in another musical group and dressed up as a different character, people can put that in, people can go on YouTube and say that. People can say that in reference to media. All the history of who I am and the history of me in the media and my parents has to be documented and has to be presented too. It's like certain biographical, information of things.